Hey guys, Qui-Gon Jake here, and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. In our first episode, we'd gotten this grain to cattle run set up so that we can get the food processing plant up and functional. But we got a couple more key industries we gotta hook up first. So let's waste no more time and get right on into it. Alrighty, so where we last left off, we had gotten the grain connected to the cattle farms, and I realized afterwards that I had forgotten to get a road route. Oh, come on, game. Catch up. Here we go. I had forgotten to get a road connection set between the stations so that the grain actually would offload and the cattle would come on over, so I rectified that. So, now what we need in order to get the food processing plant here in St. Reapersburg is to get the packaging materials. And to get that set up, we're going to have to go over here to Los Coyotes, where it requires either wood and plastic or wood and bioplastic. Now, we have plastic refinery down here in Duxdale, the chemical plant there, or we have a bioplastic refinery over here in the Admiral's Key. So the biggest difference, what's going to be key, pun intended, is whether or not we want to use oil or grain for our product. And since we're already shipping grain from these farms, and I don't yet have enough, I'm not yet producing slag to really boost these advanced farms, we're going to have to start with the oil route. And in order to do that means we're going to need to connect these oil wells all the way down here to the port oil depot, bring that crude on over to Duxdale, and then ship the plastic back down around to the packaging plant in order to create half of the product. That's just half of the product. We then have to get lumber. Luckily, we have two lumber mills literally just south of town, so we're going to connect those guys up with a basic truck route. Shouldn't take too much to get that over, and then we'll drop that off there. Then we gotta find a way to get the packaging materials all the way over here to the processing plant so that we can then finally, at long last, ship 3 times the amount of food back to the cities such as Los Coyotes and, I believe, Owlsburg and Fort Frogs, which all demand food, as does St. Ghoston. So it's a very convoluted line setup, but doable. But definitely doable. So I'm going to start by removing the roads here, because we're going to need to redo this. And this is going to probably end up being a little bit of a rail yard, but not a big one, but one that's noticeable in this region. And then this zone right here could do for a very nice rail yard if I flatten out this little kind of extrusion of ground, if that's the right word for it. But we're going to need to also get the rail set up here. So let's go ahead with that, get started. Let's see, there we go, 120 vanilla, perfect. No catenary, please. And we're going to start by moving up this way. I would love to move uphill, but at the same time, I don't, because probably going to have to go right back downhill again. So we'll do that. Cook around like this, you can go down. This part's going to be fun. 61. And then, can I get 51? I can. Sweet. Nope. No, we're too close to the mountain now. Too close. I can get at least 51. That's going to have to do. Nope, that's too much. Too much, darling. Too much. We're going to have to do 59. Now we can do this. This is going to slide right past this little crevice. Not crevice, this is like a little embankment. Ooh, that's going to be a hard cut to make. Ugh. I don't want to be going that slow. We might not have a choice. I could finagle with this all day and try to get a more optimum speed, but for now, I'm probably going to need to just bite the bullet and work on this later off screen if I really want to get that finicky with it. Which I kind of do, but for now, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Let's just, what are you doing? You said it would be fine. Yeah, I know. I know it'd be fine, but I wanted to just experiment. You're turning into the Colonel. You know that, right? Oh yeah, I am. But he's a good one to model after. Anyway, I don't know why I'm doing 2 routes. I pick up personalities from people. I have ADHD, and so I'm very. Anyone who knows anything about people with ADHD and what it's like, a lot of it is masking not yourself, but like putting on a social persona that is optimal to whatever situation you are in. It's not that you're faking it, it's that you're not neurotypical, you're neurodivergent. The way you process the world around you is different from the average person who's neurotypical, who doesn't have ADHD. And so you learn to adopt a lot of the same mannerisms and styles of other people, especially people that you look up to or whose opinion of you matters to you, and you try to kind of create a persona. This makes it sound really bad. It really isn't. But the way I'm presenting it does not put it in a positive light. You try to find the best optimal personality really to adopt so that you can make the situation or the experience with other people the most beneficial for both parties. So it sometimes can be harder to be original in that sense when you are just trying to understand how social dynamics work in general. And I know this is I did not intend for this to turn into like therapy with Qui-Gon. That's the last thing I expected, but here we are. Let's get this over the water. Very good, very good. I think what's been really freeing for me in my journey is realizing that that's what I've been doing a lot, and then realizing the very freeing aspect that I can choose to literally, I don't have to do that to survive, that I don't need the approval of other people because I used to be a very big people pleaser, and thankfully I don't struggle with that nearly as much as I used to. But back to the rails. Let's get back to the rails. Yeah. Although I don't want to leave it like that. I do want to say that there are definite pros and cons to being neurodivergent. Having, insane little energizing sprints of like creativity and energy are nice, but man, it really sucks when you're trying to do a long-term project because that takes commitment and dedication that a lot of times I try not to burn myself out. Let's put it that way. I try not to do that, because otherwise, then I'm not of any value to anybody. I can't get projects done. I can't make it to commitments and appointments and stuff, and that's kind of a problem because the world really does run on timeliness more often than not. All right. Now that we are here, let's see. Let's go and get a building. Railway zig. Oh, not passengers. I want it for freight. There we go. And then we're going to need to make this pretty long. And I'm going to need, let's do 3 tracks. Let's get this to be pretty curvy. Ooh. I might have to readjust where the rails come in from. Street connection, yes please. Catenary, no thank you. So let's do that. But that means we're going to have to really slice this back a few bits. Tracks, please. I don't know. I'd be curious though to know if any of you guys watching have I wouldn't say dealt with because it makes it sound like it's a major oops. There are no tracks here, I just discovered. That's a problem. Also, I do need to increase the capacity increase. Let's do it by 4. And then this needs to be, where is it? 120 standard tracks. No, perfect. There we go. if anybody else who makes videos or has experience with ADHD, what is your take? What have you found that have been useful? What's been problematic or frustrating? I'd be very curious to hear. Alright, so we've gotten this connected. Bit of a decline towards the end, but you know what? It is what it is. And then I will need to... I guess I don't need to actually make a turnaround. I will need to have a cross change, however. Okay, this looks a little funky. So we're going to remove this. And then you need to be... not boats. Boo, boo. Sorry. I do think that part of the way that I am, and why I am, at least I think I'm entertaining to listen to and watch, is due to being neurodivergent, to not being just, the average person in terms of the way I perceive the world around me. It allows me to look at it in a different light, which can be very humorous to people, especially neurotypicals, because it's just different look at it. It's like, why would you think that? That's really funny. At least that's what I think. You guys will have to let me know if I'm not nearly as funny as I think I am. Anyway, so we got this all set up now. All that to say, we have this rail network. It's a little goofy at places, not gonna lie. I may have to do a little more intensive surgery later on it. I am not gonna do that right now. I am not gonna do that right now. I am not gonna do that right now. Okay, this needs a rail hub. Let's go ahead and plunk one on in. This won't be a very professional one, but it will be a starter. There we go. Bingo. And Bingo was his name. Oh. We have all this rail. Because the likelihood of me running 2 trains for this is pretty gosh darn high. It's pretty high. Let's bring like that. And perfect. Just like that. I wish I could rail over this, but I can't. At least not easily. See, and one thing also that I would say about, like, that is interesting is getting these sudden bursts of energy or inspiration. Like, I just had the mental thought of, like, it's not bad to be talking to yourself. The only part that it gets bad is when you hear someone else talking back to you in your head. That's when you know you need to see someone. Having playful banter with yourself is fine. It's when you start to get, like, the different personality responding. That's when you know you need to see a psychiatrist. And not to diss on that, because mental health is very important. And it's been important in my life. But, yeah, when the voices start talking back to you, that's when you get yourself checked out. It is important to do that. And let's connect this. That is not turning the way I want it to. That works. That works. Why did we do that? I have no idea. Why don't we see our railroad crossings? I have no idea. What even are these railroad crossings? Crossing lights with Gate City. Crossing lights with Gate County. Why are these not showing up? I'll have to investigate that. Alright, that's got all 4 of the oil derricks connected. It's now time to get a train out. And I think because of location, technically this is still in the southern regions, but I'm going to give the northern regions to Burlington, Northern Santa Fe. I might replace this rail yard and make it Union Pacific, because anything south of this river line really should be Union Pacific. But for now, I'll let Santa Fe run that side of the line. That means Union Pacific is going to be running here. So let's go ahead and get some diesel locomotives. Let's go ahead and get a forward 450 and let's do a forward no cab 453. And then we're going to need to get some cargo, which will need to be anything that carries crude. Tanker edition, BNS tanker. I could use the Union Pacific tankers, but I don't really like them. I have them, and I really don't know why. Let's see. Do we have any? We have a Santa Fe tanker. Well, that'd be great if we were running Santa Fe down here. Gulf, CP, British Columbia. Yeah, British Columbia. That's where we are. Alaska Railroad. Yeah. UTLX. What does that stand for? UTLX. UTLX is what it stands for. I have no idea what that stands for. We're going to attach it to the train, because what could possibly go wrong with a name like UTLX? Yeah, that's a great idea. I can see nothing wrong with this at all. Let's see, we'll need another diesel. We're going to make this a reverse. Let's do the 454 reverse. It's going to have two bells dinging at us, but it's going to look better than having this train running backwards with no engine at the front. So let's go ahead and build you, set you up on a new line. Let's see, this is a bit finicky finding out which line this is, because it doesn't show on the map. But it is here. You can't. There we go. Got it. Nope, that's the water. That was the water one. Where are you? Where are you? Come on, I got you last. I've forgotten you before. I know you exist. Gosh darn it, where are you? Oh, what's the water one again? Alright, let's start from the other direction. Let's start from here and go here. Come on. Okay, that works. And we are frozen. Alright, and we are back. Sorry about that. I discovered that I had a mod discrepancy, and so I have adjusted for that discrepancy. And the crash is no longer here, so I think we fixed it, and we're ready to continue along our journey. So, we have these lovely Ultiluxes, I guess as I'll call them, that are going to be our main stock and trade. I think this thing isn't too long, but we're about to find out. It very well could be. Hang on a second. If it's coming in on this line, how is it supposed to leave? Wait a minute. I think we have a problem here. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a problem. Let's do this. Why don't we just do this? Get a slight curve off the main line, and just do that. Building. Let's just get ourselves a quick little one of these guys. Okay, that won't work. How about one of these guys? What is this? Oh, it's the standard stuff. Better. I know that's obnoxious. I'm sorry. I will try to get that done here in a second. Dang it! I clicked the wrong one. Brown bread, man. Brown bread. Yeah, brown bread. Just get it quickly. Okay, why aren't you? There we go. All right. Okay, this is getting too much. Lengthwise, it actually is the right length. But, now these are cool. These are some Alcos that I purchased. So I need you... There you go. That's what we need. I need you going this way. Yep. That means you can be deleted. Although this is going to have a problem where I'm going to have to put one of these guys at the very end of their train, otherwise it's going to look really funny. But you can be deleted. Because I think I have one more right in here that I will send him on that line. He should follow the same route as this guy. Emphasis on the should. This guy's going to be a little weird too, because he's going to... Why does he have coal? Or iron ore available? Is the engine capable of carrying coal? That is hilariously unuseful. That is quite funny though, not going to lie. Anyway... Alright, now that this guy's cleared this station, or this line, this guy should be coming on out. Yes, here he comes. Gonna have to make a few more stations. not stations, signals. This one, yep. Keep on proceeding at full speed. And then here, full speed as well. But then I think you're going to end up doing a 2 between sidings. Sidings. So the enter station after next signal. Yeah, prepare to enter station after the next signal. That needs to be right here. We'll put it right here. Your next signal, and then this. I don't want to prepare to stop. Prepare to enter the signal. Proceed, enter station, signal, yard station. Yep, so this will be it. This will be the last one here, like that. And then coming out, we need this to be... Should it be a green over green? Yeah, green over green. Proceed at full speed. Or at line speed, I should say, not full speed. Not every line speed is full speed. In terms of like what a locomotive is capable of producing. So I do wish that these signals lit up the correct way. I don't think they will, but we're about to find out. Oh, look at that! They do. That's a triple green. Green over green over green. All speeds forward. Nice. Very nice. So now comes the fun part of I need to attach another one of these boys onto the very end. Probably also adding a few extra cars. Well, maybe just one. One more of the special Ultluxes. And then another D-cell. One of these guys. Where are you? Where are you? I saw you earlier. Where'd you go? There you are. Reversed. Could go a demo Alco. What's the difference? No difference. Could do that. There we go. That's what we'll do. Let's see, how about here? Yep, we have yellow over white. Sweet, these signals do work. That's so cool. That's so cool. Alright, and here's this one. Yep, that looks good. Alright, so the last thing I need to hook up is, like, once we get the oil here, this now needs to get sent down to the chemical plant. The way that that's going to get sent is probably by boat. So let's go ahead and get a boat set up here. Let's do a large single, and then let's go ahead and stack you in right here. I saw you there for a second. I don't really want to squeeze this guy too far into across the river, so that'll have to do for now. And then we'll need to get a second boat. Now I need the boats. Let's go ahead and slot you in right here in this little siding. Just like that. Perfect. And then we're going to want to get... Oh, I just remembered. It's going to be difficult to make this work. Because I can't use to send plastic back. Oh well. So I'll just need to use this then for its oil components. I'm going to get 4 of these guys. And they're going to get set on a new line. That's going to be from here to here. That'll be delivering crude oil to Duxdale's port. Duxdale's port then needs to find a way to ship its chemical plastics all the way back here to Los Coyotes. And to do that, we're going to need a station or some form of a connection directly to this plant. Let's see, what's a good way to do that? Well, we're going to need a... Ugh, this is a congested nightmare right here. Los Coyotes is really busy in this one sector. It's going to make rail connections through the city a real pain. But it may just be one of those things where, well, it's going to have to happen. It might be one of those things where it's just as part of life as this gridlock, which is really sad to look at. Not to mention he wrote the instructions on an Easter egg, which is very hard to read. Let's see. I would need to get a... We're probably going to have to do some major surgery on this part of Los Coyotes in order to get a rail yard that is functional. There we go. There's some oil. There's some oil. And we have our little boats. Let's have you turn around. Same with you. That is the quietest horn I've ever heard. It's like more like a little, like a hum, like a kind of a thing. There we go. So two are going there, one's going there. And let's get the wood route. Well, see, the problem is everything now comes down to this. We need to get plastic shipped from here. Most likely that's something that we can do via road. Also, what I just remembered is we have fuel really right here in Fort Frogs. So we really have two reasons for oil to get here. One is for the plastic, one's for the fuel, which we can then take back all the way to Admiral's Key. We're going to need a ton of crude getting shipped here to this port, which thankfully it does take 1,200, which is quite a large sum. But that does mean I'm going to need a second port right here. Let's go ahead and get that thing set up. Just like that. There we go. So, two ports like this are going to need some special... Almost want a canal to cut right through here. Like that would really save our boats a lot of time if we had just a single like that. You know what? I might actually just do that. So sorry, boys, but the Navy needs this. You're in the Navy now. Let's see if we can make this look as pretty as possible. And make it look as lightly man-made as can be reasonably done. And then we will check and see what our navigable waters are. Need a little wider towards the end here. I will want to get some actual like barriers here to make this apparent that it's a canal and not just a gross little A kind of cut. That needs to still look real. Alright, now is this navigable? Yes, it is. Alright, how's your line? There we go. That'll cut down on time significantly. Out of curiosity, how many ports are here? Is there 4? There's 12. There's only 2. Okay, there's 2. Alright, that's fine. We'll need a new line going from here. There we go. This one goes all the way to here. This one can be a little more fun. I'll make this one orange because of its fuel potentials. This needs to also be Admiral's Key to... where was that? Fort Frogs. Fort Frogs, this would be the oil/fuel delivery. Before I forget, line 4 is the Admiral's Key to Duxdale. Oil delivery. Okay, I'll name the other lines as I get to them. And then we're going to need to get some more of these. Let's get the violas. Once again, let's do 4 more of those. Set them onto that line. Very good. That's connected to there. So we're going to have to find a way to get a rail station somehow connected here to Duxdale. That's going to be difficult to do. It's also right up against the edge of the map, which is going to make that extra difficult to do. But that's never stopped us before. How are we going to do this, though? It all comes down to Los Coyotes. It really does. So, while I work on deleting and bulldozing all of that, because it is going to take me a little bit of time to do that, let's go ahead and watch some more trains. Alrighty, and we are back. Now, unfortunately, as I was working on the line, I discovered that there was a much better option for the rail connections, and that would be to make a rail yard between Augsburg and Los Coyotes, and that it would be a lot simpler of a rail line to get it sent that far. In terms of efficiency, I could also then do a logging train. Where the heck is this train? There you are. You are crawling. You are crawling, my dude. But that's what I'm going to do, is set up for our first rail yard. Is going to be what's going to happen next. And unfortunately, we do not have enough time in this video for me to go through the process of setting up a rail yard. So that's going to be where we're going to end up calling it for this episode. But I hope you got... What the... Did you see that guy just... Whoop! The boat just... Is that just me? That's weird. That's weird. Anyway. That's what we're going to call it for this episode of Transport Fever 2. Hope you guys did enjoy. I know we have a really exciting... What? These boats are possessed! What's going on? Hope you guys enjoyed. And as always, this is Qui-Gon Jake, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye!